All right, what's up, everybody? I'm just jumping on here to warm this thing up. All right, shout out to everybody that's already here in the chat. It's a new year. Happy New Year 2026. Did you think you'd make it? Or did you feel like there were times you were not going to make it? Woo. Woo. 2025. Wow. What a year. But we're here now in 2026, so we're going to make the best of this thing. I was just thinking today, I want to revisit one of the topics that we have talked about many, many times. And I said, there needs to still be a live stream or a video on YouTube warning women to shut these wombs down. Just a simple message, shut them down. Because these warlocks are not going to get any better. And, black women keep hoping and thinking and secretly wishing and openly wishing that they will, but they're not going to get any better. And this problem of wanting to have children, no, let me correct that. This problem of wanting to have black girls in a world where, in a nation, in a world where you can't trust the ex-wives to give you the X so you can have an XX. When are women going to just wake up and realize that the game is not worth the prize? The job is not worth the pay. The love is not worth the babies. When are women going to realize that? When are women going to stop? Because, this is a message that has come through my channel many times, but I just felt like going back to go forward. I'm very much disappointed that women have never taken what I'm saying and what many of you have said on my channel, if you're still into this message. They've not taken it serious. Because, a lot of women just, whatever they want to take serious, they take it serious all up until the point that their biological clock starts ticking or thumping or whatever. And then they feel like, well, all bets are off. I want to have a kid. So we keep getting these XYs and we keep getting a world that puts more and more pressure on black women. More and more hatred, more and more disrespect. I see so much disrespect on YouTube. All of the gates are open. Like, it's increasing the hatred towards black women. The disrespect continues, is building, and it's not just by the black ex-wives, it is by many different people. Because you know what, it recame to me. Recame to me. That's my way of saying it came to me again. That what the ex-wives did is they spread so much hatred, as you know, that they can sit back now and watch other people make money off of black women, and they're just happy to see that work get done. Like they don't care. These black ex-wives, they don't give a damn. They started this fire and they're watching everything burn down. There's a lot going on. I'm gonna just put this clip on that to remind you of who these ones are. And let me just hit play. Now, you're going to notice this is a recent crime story that came out. He killed several people, most of them males, but he killed somebody that really didn't deserve it. See if you can figure it out.
One man has been arrested for shooting and killing 6 people in Mississippi. One of the victims, a 7-year-old. Sheriff's deputies in Clay County say that they've arrested 24-year-old Derica Moore for the shooting spree that took place at 3 separate locations last night. All 6 people are related to Moore. The first shooting killed 3 people. The second location, 1 person died there. And the final stop killed 2 others. Moore was arrested early this morning.
Now to a toddler.
One man has been arrested.
Okay, all you heard in that clip was that he killed 6 people. 1 7-year-old was a young black girl. It's all over the place in the news, so you got the basic gist of it. And that's just sick and ridiculous. And he actually tried to sexually assault the young black girl. I don't know what his problem is, but it at this point doesn't matter because I've already explained to ladies out there that these are just demons. Let me put in another clip so you can get more detail. Let's watch a clip that goes into a little bit more detail because I want you to stay with me on this so you don't have to go and look at a bunch of things trying to figure out what I'm talking about.
WTVA 9 News begins now with breaking
I feel like I'm hearing 2 sounds at once. Let's see.
news.
Really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment. They've got to get the worst punishment.
Heartbreak in Clay County tonight. 6 people murdered, 3 different crime scenes. A family executed in cold blood by one of their own. This is the 3rd mass shooting in Clay County since 2023 and one of Mississippi's deadliest mass shootings in recent history. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Emily Leonard. We have a lot of new information to share with you tonight. Some of it is disturbing. All of it is just heartbreaking. Let's get to the very latest information. This is the man investigators say is responsible for the violence and the bloodshed. 24-year-old Derica Moore. He's behind bars tonight, accused of murdering.
That's a bitch-ass name and a ugly nigga. What was his mama thinking? And I heard him say, she said Derica, and in the other news clip that said Derica. That is such a stupid name. It's a total girl's name, and he's so not a girl and so not a man and so, like, what type of creep animal is this? I mean, he's bald-headed and he's nappy-headed, and he's just yuck, man. But instead of taking himself out, he goes and takes other people out. Okay, watch.
6 people. 4 of Moore's victims were his own family. One of the victims was a 7-year-old girl. Moore will go before a judge in Clay County Monday. He is charged with first-degree murder, but we expect that charge to be upgraded to capital murder within the next 48 hours. We have team coverage tonight on this shooting rampage and a special edition of WTVA 9 News. Our Michelle Martin interviewed Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott earlier today. Tanaya McQueen has an exclusive interview with the mother of one of the victims. And Wayne Herford is also in Clay County. He spoke with the members of the community about this tragedy. Let's first go to Michelle, who has all of the details on what happened Friday night.
Yeah, Emily, Sheriff Eddie Scott and his team of investigators have investigated a lot of horrible crimes over these years, but this one has to be the most disturbing case that has ever happened in this community. This is just something that investigators in the community say that they're just struggling to grasp and understand how this level of violence can happen in their own backyard. This violent rampage happened on Friday night. This all happened in several locations near West Point. The area is in the Griffith and Cedar Bluff communities. 24-year-old Derica Moore is first accused of killing 3 relatives inside of a home on David Hill Road. The victims were essentially executed, all of them shot in the head. The sheriff says Moore killed his father, Glenn Moore, his brother, Quentin Moore, and then his uncle, Willie Gewins. Moore then stole a truck and drove to another home on Blake Road. It was there, deputies say, Moore forced his way inside. The sheriff says Moore tried to sexually assault someone in that home, and then he shot and killed, allegedly, a 7-year-old girl. That girl was Moore's cousin. Moore took off traveling to a third location on Siloam Griffith Road. When investigators arrived there, they found the stolen truck hidden behind the house, signs of forced entry, and then 2 more victims inside, 2 men shot in the head. The victims were identified as Barry Bradley and Samuel Bradley. One of them was a well-known pastor. Moore was caught and taken into custody at a roadblock. He is charged with first-degree murder. What investigators still don't know, and what continues to just trouble this community, is why.
This guy has not been on our radar. We have not had any reports, anything prior leading up to this. So what his state of mind was, what was going on with him, that's part of the investigation right now.
You know, this is the type of case where the death penalty is going to have to be really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment. They've got to get the worst punishment. 6 people, one night, several different scenes. You've heard the allegations. They're about as bad as it gets.
Derica Moore will have a preliminary hearing on Monday in West Point. Sheriff Eddie Scott says those charges will be upgraded to capital murder. Coming up here shortly, I will be talking to Sheriff Eddie Scott live to talk about what's moving forward with this case and what is planning to get justice for the families that are involved. Live in Clay County, Michelle Martin, WTVA 9 News.
WTV.
Okay. And as the man just said, he's got to get the worst punishment.
That's part of the investigation right now.
You know, this is the type of case where the death penalty is going to have to be really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment.
Yeah, that's the message that needs to stay out there in the public for these demonic XYs at this point, because they're doing all kind of evil, and it's time for any black males in any kind of position of authority to get to this point where this DA is saying some things are just punishable by death. Yeah, that needs to be the national message. You kill a girl, you kill a black girl, your ass needs to be killed. Do y'all agree with that? Some of y'all might not agree with that. If you kill a black girl, you should be killed, right? Put it in the chat. What do you think? Because I see all of these crime shows where a lot of the black women, they're hooping and hollering and they're screaming over their sons and over their fathers, baby daddies, husbands, or whatever, they nephews. But nobody says it straight like that. You kill a black girl, you should be killed. So you may be wondering, well, what about the women? Why shouldn't you kill? If you kill a black woman, shouldn't you be killed? Well, it just depends. Because some of these women are not listening to messages no matter what the hell people tell them. Like, if a black woman is going to date a nigga that just he's just coming out of prison, he kills her, like say if he kills her, I don't want to fight that battle. I don't want to even put that out there. Like should he be killed? Well, she knew that he wasn't no he was she knew he was a bitch ass no good nigga. So when we know what they are, so then we want the society to punish them when we know what they are. A child is not going to know the same thing that a grown woman knows. You would think that would be the case. You would think that would be the case. But a lot of women are just continuing to ignore the signs, ignore the red flags, ignore the guns, ignore the drugs, ignore the criminal records, ignore the abuse from these warlocks. Because this obsession to want to keep having these kids, it is the number one problem. It's the number one weakness. Well, it's up there. Number one, number two. The other stuff I'd have to be more graphic and talk about. But just being uh, hungry for the D is up there with the kid thing. It's an obsession. So the wombs need to be shut down. The message needs to still go forward. Yeah, the message still needs to go forward. Women still have to be encouraged to stop having these kids from these men. So this is for people who want to, you want to hear it in a soft, more less harsh, less brutal way. So the less harsh, subtle, more nice ways. Black women, I suggest that we start a movement to seriously stop having kids with black men because black men have not shown enough consistency and support for what they help you bring into the world. There's just too much hatred towards black women and black children for you to not see that. That's why black children are so hateful at this point. It's, I mean, what are we expecting here? So if we shut the wombs down, the black community is going to get smaller and smaller, right? But it's getting smaller and smaller anyway. Either we help and stay safe and we take control, or we continue to give wombs over to men who hate black women, who hate black children, who hate anything that has to do with blackness. Because the only thing you can produce is something like you, black. You can't produce white or Asian. So why fuck with them? Why bother with them? See, the secret obsession for women to keep wanting to have kids, it's ridiculous. And I feel like I need to come on here and encourage black women. Like, black women, you don't have to keep having kids from black men. They're terrible fathers for the most part. And even when they correct their behavior, which that most of them don't or won't, it's really too late. They've done a lot of damage to you and your kids. With a lot of their verbal abuse, these men are physically abusive, they're cheap. They introduce all kinds of immorality into the home. Even if the kids don't find out about all of it, guess what? The kids find out about all of it by default at some point. So it's just a shut the fucking womb down message. Shut the wombs down. Stop having kids with these warlocks. And women are tripped, I always talk about this on my channel and I will. You know, black women want their message from other women who are not qualified to tell them shit. That's another thing. Black women like getting messages from people who are not qualified to tell them a damn thing. They don't want to actually hear from a black woman who really believes in what she's saying, because these are the same women who support churches who don't believe in what they're saying. So my message has always challenged black women to come up to the standard, and that's what these women hate. Which is why everybody is making a fool of black women and clowning black women, because they don't want to hear from a woman or a lady like myself who has standards. So the evil persists. And how do I know that? Let me just show you. You don't want to listen to me, but you want your message from a ghetto bitch. And you don't know the ghetto bitch hates your ass. Ghetto bitches hate your fucking ass. And the only time they don't hate you is unless they can prove that you're just as ghetto and dumb as they are. If you even seem like you're slightly above dealing with these apes, that woman hates you. And then who wants to be hated, right? Y'all don't want to be hated out here. Oh, man. Let me just move this thing. It's slowing down the mouse. I'm trying to click on stuff. Yeah. So let me just show you why I'm saying y'all don't have to listen to me. The more you women don't like listening to my message, and y'all used to love my message, but there's a ghetto element that took over, and the ghetto-ness started running rampant. And you see this? That's why I said black women don't have to listen to me. Keep it up. Keep worshiping ghetto women and secretly hating intelligent black women like myself. Keep your shit up. Because you know what? Look on the sideline of this video screen. Look at the side. Okay, look at the video title. Side chick arrested after confronting wife at funeral in love triangle conflict. I'll play that in a minute, but there's so many videos like this now. YouTube is like world star hip hop, but it's featuring black women. And yes, I just showed you a clip of that ugly black XY that killed 6 people, including one innocent 7-year-old black baby girl, which is so tragic. But you know who's really getting, you know who's making everybody wealthy on YouTube? Ignorant, ghetto-ass black women. You ought to get mad about that. Don't get mad at me. You should support what I say and get mad at these black women who are doing this. Look on the left, on the right side. See this? And I don't care what you say. These messages are put in. I'm going to point out one thing. Nasty Karen assaults strangers at airport. Gets her ass kicked. So it's 1.7 million views. That's a year ago. Cop cam reactions. You see that? So even if they're acting like they're for the black woman kicking Karen's ass, it's a black woman out here getting all those, helping them get all those views for being hood. And then the next one, she stalked and harassed her ex. Then this happened. That's by a channel called the Prime Analyzer channel. 506,000 views 4 months ago. And black women, if we don't come together, if y'all don't yield to the message that I have, it's not only over, you may as well not even wake up. Because no one is giving you another chance. The next video, look at that. The moment she realized, and this is just the moment she realized she's going to jail for murder. That's Police Insider, 4.6 million views a year ago. And this is me not even clicking on, I didn't have to put anything in to get this. I was watching one video that had nothing to do with black women. I saw one video to the side. I clicked on it, which is the side chick video right here. The big one, the big picture, the one on the big, or whatever. The one that's here right here. I'm waving my mouse over the thing with 19 minutes. But all these other videos over here. I don't watch a lot of these type of videos unless I'm about to do a live stream. So The next one, she called 911 and the cop she was cheating with showed. That's an Atlanta crime files. Over 300,000 views a month ago, 4 weeks ago. Then look, when dumb people fuck around and find out the hidden files. Do you understand this? What's happened here? The black woman is at the front of YouTube media and social world media for being a clown and an ass. It doesn't matter that I just showed you a video of a Negro who killed 6 people, mostly that one little girl, that 7-year-old girl. It doesn't matter to people what the Negro does. It just matters that the black woman is at the front of the circus. Because that's all they're doing. They're just making money off of black women now. When dumb people fuck around and find out. So they're calling black women dumb. They're calling black women, they're associating black women with cheating, with murder, all of these titles, with being jealous, with whooping white women's asses, about being stalkers. See, she stalked and harassed her ex. Oh, come on, stalkers, jealous stalkers, murderers. Prisoners, cheaters. I said cheaters. Dumb. They're calling black women dumb. I don't know what all of these other ones are. When baby mama crashes the party, it gets violent. When your one night stand refuses to leave. Look at that, 2.2 million views, body cam watch. Woman's entitlement pushes police to the edge. So they're calling black women entitled. That's like basically calling black women narcissists. Look, shoplifters, you don't even have to type in different crimes or different issues. They have just an agenda. So they're exposing this shoplifter stuff. This, then go ahead. She reported a stolen car. Minutes later, police arrest her. Alabama man fresh out of prison kills girlfriend. Okay, usually you'll see stuff like that. But there's another side to YouTube besides the crimes, the femicide side. There's a side where, yeah, look, ATL mom arrested for pimping her daughters. Look at that. Toxic. Baby mama gets extremely over ex's new lover. Gets extreme. I guess they meant to say gets extreme over ex's new lover. Girlfriend beater meets a no-nonsense cop. I don't know. I guess he beat her. Look at that. Police rescue husband from extremely abusive wife. That person got 116,000 views for that. Then it says, I make $42 per hour. Neighbor ruins career over some noise. Got a black woman on there. So if you can see why, and I'm just going, let me get off this because it seems like this is, you can see what's happening, right? That is a one-page filled. You don't have to search far. You don't have to search wide. You don't even have to search. It's basically safe to say that YouTube is like CNN or Fox News, depending on where you're coming from, for crimes committed by black women. It's exposing black women in a way that's very hard to deal with. Because we didn't stop enough black women from wanting to have these kids because we felt like we shouldn't tell another woman, hey, you sure you don't want to have, because it's life and all babies are good, right? All babies are innocent. what gets me is black women lose passion for things that relate to us too easily. That's one of the number one things that I believe has happened. Black women have very little passion for things concerning black women. It's only for a little while. Black women want to talk about the topics, and then they want to go off and laugh and key and and then they just don't want to think about it no more. They don't want to take it up as part of their job. See, these Negroes know that it's their job to keep you down and out, to keep your reputation bad, to keep you mentally so derailed that you want to be like him, that you want to act like him, that you don't care about who you act like as long as you're acting a fool. He knows it's his job to keep you in that mindset. And it worked. It worked. Any video. I don't even have to click on this stuff. I don't even have to click on this stuff. It's just black women not realizing that you're not the Negro, but you.
Of threats made that you said you were going to put her in the ground next to her husband.
I haven't even made contact with her.
There-
She wouldn't even let me in the building.
Right.
I ain't made contact.
Well, we're
Everybody
here.
out here can
We're
tell
hearing
you
it
that.
otherwise, okay? And so she's going to have to go down. She's going to have to press charges and that kind of stuff. Right now, you're going to go with us. Okay, so that's what it is the threat. It's menacing. You're threatening to kill her by putting her in the
Do I
ground.
really look like
I know emotions are high. There's a lot of different stuff going on, but this is what's
everybody out here
going
can tell you I ain't saying nothing. That's his sister right there.
right.
Like
So
I couldn't
that's
get
where we're
out.
at today. Okay.
That's the thing. When she told me, like, I can go in there between 4 and 4:10 to see. I said, okay. She said they just want you to, leave for right now till everybody leave. I said, okay. That was my car I was getting into.
Right.
But everybody is leaving at the same time
Right.
and passing in front of my car.
Okay.
Me and her don't
Yeah.
talk. We don't have anything to talk about. If this is what you're proclaiming to be your life.
Does she have a kid that she's trying to say is his?
She doesn't have. She can't have kids.
Okay, so you get the gist of that, right? Of course they're gonna be on there fighting each other. Well, the wife, I guess, is not fighting. But that's what I wanted to get on here and talk about. I'm really disappointed. I don't know if you are, but I'm disappointed in the state of affairs for black women. And I'm because what happened is being childish has become like the norm. So even though a lot of black women work, this is what I think makes black women really mature women. Not only working and holding down a job and taking care of your business like you're supposed to, but being able to hear the truth and work towards making things better. I feel like there's so many immature black women on social media that it is not funny. That's why these hood rats have the population of hood rats has overpopulated and taken over the damn world. They don't want to hear the truth. Hood rats don't want to hear the truth. They want to be entertained about how they have fallen for the stupid shit with these Negroes. They want comedy, they want movies, they want rap music to just keep reinforcing the stupidity. When really they need to be told to shut these wombs down. Stop reproducing these same creatures over and over and over. They don't want to hear a message like that. But I don't give a fuck because I'm going to keep saying what I say, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to keep saying the same thing. And don't take the ghetto shit over to other races of people. Thank you. Stop being ghetto. Stop being immature and not wanting to listen to the truth about the problems we face as black women. and then shut these wounds down. That's my message for today. Most black women don't get along with each other. I've been telling y'all for years. This is a group of people who have allowed these Negroes to infiltrate your very brain to the point where black women hate each other. They hate one another. And don't think that this is the same YouTube that it was 10 years ago, because it's not. This is not the same YouTube that it was. Do y'all realize that? Put it in the chat. Somebody give me a response to my question, please, if you don't mind. Do you realize that this is not the same? First of all, you had to be here. If you were here in 2013, I would like to welcome you to the channel, or to welcome you back. If you were not here, welcome. If you're new here, welcome. But if you were here, you know yourself that this is not the same group of women across YouTube that used to be here 13 years ago. How many of you realize that? If you weren't here, then you can't speak about it. Were you here? Hello? Well, see, getting off of social media is not going to change what is the problem. The thing is, women need to support the message like my message. If you're on YouTube, you should, you know what? This is what I really think. I think that you should be seeking me out and my message, whether it's on YouTube or on my private Patreon. Because there's only one other person on YouTube that I actually sometimes, and I'll think about it, might be every 6 months, and I won't tell you who, but I'll be like, I wonder where this chick is. She's nowhere to be found on social media anymore as far as commentators. But I was always interested in her. I think I had a little inspiration. I think I inspired her to do her channel. And don't mention her name in the chat, y'all, because people don't know, they don't need to know. Some of you may know exactly what I'm talking about. But she's gone. She doesn't come on YouTube anymore. And she stayed the course doing videos about these Negroes for years with very little support, because she had a very unpopular message. Because these women are talking about they're not dealing with these men, or what's some of the ways that people are describing them. I forgot all the names of the movement, because divestment ain't the word anymore. It really wasn't ever a word that was sincere and legit. But there were messages out here that helped keep black women's minds together so that they would not get weak and deal with these Negroes. And these channels have just went belly up. And, I don't know what happened to the women, but, you get tired. Thank you, Kate Hudson. You get what I'm trying to do? Like, what was the movement? Divestment, decentering men, and hell, I know it was at least one or two more ways that it was expressed that we leaving these men alone. And y'all know women weren't serious. Because if they were serious, they would be seeking me out. They would be sending me emails in my Patreon going, man, when you coming back? Like they used to. They would be like, where you at? What are you doing? Because we need a message on YouTube. We're waiting for you. None of that is happening, because no, it's not that women moved on or my channel has become less popular. First of all, my channel has been taken advantage of by a lot of these grifters who had no content until I gave them content, because it was just a money-making scheme for them. And black women have a very hard time recognizing the real. Hell, the black woman, though, she doesn't even know that she's the real. She thinks she's in competition with other bitches on the planet when she is the original woman. But so when you see that, and she'll say that, but she doesn't really understand that. Because if she understood that, she would never lower her standards. She would never put herself in a situation to be compared to these other flimsy wannabe people. That's interesting. Kate said the main problem is money. Black women, most are not financially stable. There are a lot of opportunities now. And yes, man, I agree. You have always been the truth. Thank you, Kate Hudson. But I'm meeting a lot of these young women in the Gen Z's generation, y'all. And even when they're swirling or trying to, there's a lot of misery going on, a lot of messed up stuff going on, a lot of unhappiness. Because black women have to learn how to form real communities with each other. If that never gets learned, nobody's going to really be but so happy. What do you think? You're going to just be happy with your man? Are you crazy? Because all he's going to do is drain you for your feminine energy. I don't care what race he is. I don't think women can be but so happy or complete. Pick a word, happy or complete, damn it. Just fucking with men of today in this world. Modern man. Yeah, veg woman, you notice, okay, it's a different breed on the scene. It's different, y'all. Who else above that said that? Above veggie woman. Yeah. Yeah, Azura said even when women have money, it's going straight to men. Yeah, and a lot of women don't realize it or they deny this, but it's true. I don't even think black women should be I'm gonna get ready to get off of here before I start talking too much. But I believe that the world is mostly fucked up because black women are not really living in the ways that we're supposed to. If we get it together and we create the right, no, this word is not good, sisterhood. If we create the right sisterhood, the world would change. But the day that these Negroes started betraying us, which was centuries ago, eons ago, and let's just say even in recent times, just in the last 50 to 60 years, the day they kept, the more they started manipulating American media to destroy black women, to attack black women, to make black women the butt of all jokes, the class clown, the reject. When they did all that witchcraft to do that and turn black women to the butt of all jokes, the world picked up on it. So even when black women are not out here acting like the ones that you see in these social media videos, guess what? It's too late. It's still all about you. All they're doing now is getting millions of views. White people, black people, other races sitting here watching these videos of black women. They're not trying to help black women. They're just making money from black women who are out here lost. These ladies are just going through it. They're just going through it. And maybe they're making a lot of mistakes, but they don't even have a space to correct themselves before they become uh, scrutinized by the world via social media. There's no time to redeem yourself. You're already, yeah, that's a good word. You're already. They made us into a commodity. Veggie woman said competing for a non-commodity. We're really not, but they have turned us into. They turned us into products. They have commercialized our pain. They're pimping our pain. They're pimping our mistakes. They're pimping our ignorance. They're pimping our loneliness. They're pimping our uh, just poor self-image, low self-esteem, pimped out, pimping the anger, the mental health issues. All of it's getting pimped out. And if you know me today, you know me because I came to social media 13 years ago to try to help fracture or break the speed at which the world would then begin to make fun of black women. I knew that this was going to happen 13 years ago. That's why I created an account and I started to speak out against some of the loudest black males on YouTube back then. And so I was grateful that so many women followed me for so many years, and many women were in agreement with my message. They were. And they poured their hearts out, and they used to write long comments in the comment section so that other women could learn from them and read their comments and gain strength and hope. And to also put these warlocks in their place. That was a YouTube that many women today don't know. But a lot of women did attempt to do the work to help other women. But at that point, even 13 years ago, when everything was really, really just getting started, the first 4 to 5 years of the gender war, it was already too late. I mean, I was one of the first, but it was already too late. Why? Because the warlocks were flagging my channel, flagging every video. They had people just camped out, waiting for the wrong word to be said, and they would be flagging and attacking. See, now they don't have to do it because they know that women aren't gathering for the purpose of trying to create change over here anymore. They understood the purpose, and the apes understood the purpose of my channel, and they understood their assignment. They didn't have to know each other. They would just be over here waiting to comment and put negative comments down, or to try to detract from what I was saying, or to try to persuade black women that all black men aren't like this, or all you black women really are like that. You see? But black women aren't made for the warfare. So there's no point in birthing warlocks. You can quote me on that. Black women, you're not made for the warfare, so you may as well stop birthing warlocks. Because as long as we're birthing them, they're going to engage us in warfare, whether you want to be or not. And they got all of these other races over there making all of these crime shows and cop channels and all this stuff. So the women who are trying to spread the word about femicide, they're highly outnumbered now by the people who are putting up all of these crime shows showing black women, doing everything from shoplifting to threatening people's lives to, committing murder to fighting and beating a bitch ass in public, anything. And I feel bad that these women are out here doing all this stuff because they don't understand the bigger agenda. They don't understand the bigger agenda. They're just walking in their day-to-day lives, reacting. Yeah, that's right. That's where they commodify our trauma. Thank you. Well said. Travel One says, stop paying men to use you. Ladies, these black men want to see you suffer. True, very true indeed. Travel One. And Azur said, that's why it means nothing when these mothers get on the news and wail like injured animals. Yes, because they don't understand the bigger picture and the assignment. The assignment is not to get out here and be hooping and hollering for these men. I don't care who they are to you. And Chicky Chick, she said, can I get 15% of black women to wake up? I know, girl, if we even had 15%, girl, we're down. I know it's like probably 1 or 2%. I know y'all think black women are changing. What's not, I'm going to tell you my read on it. Black women aren't changing because I see, let me get to the lady who's commenting down here first. Chicky Chick says, stop birthing the warlocks. Thank you for reinforcing that message. Chicky Chick. Travel One said, I think these black men in general are really going to get lonely or mad. I do think women are turning away in a different way. That's what I wanted to address. Travel One, I just want to respectfully address what you're saying. I do agree that women are turning away, but honey, they're not turned off. and I have learned so much over 13 years that if black women are not, they can turn away, but if they're not turned off, they will easily hop back on and jump on a black man's agenda in support of them, whether it's by accident or because he's family or because the nigga comes back in their life or whatever they have to be completely turned off. Because the whole thing about the pillar of salt. I used to play the song on here. Many of you remember doing the live stream, the gospel song and the scripture about the woman who turned into a pillar of salt. She was fleeing the land, and then she turned back. She turned away and then she turned back and she turned into a pillar of salt. We got a lot of black women that really they're just pillars of salt waiting for their kings, their kings. And they're depressed as hell. And black men make these women happy. As long as a man is your happiness, that is a dangerous place to be as a woman. You should know enough about men to know that they should not make you happy. Period. I'm not saying you shouldn't be happy. I said a man should not be the reason for you being happy. And then Kate said, do you think, I think that's Kate. She said, do you think some of these males work for intelligence? Because they were very powerful on social media for a long time and they knew about algorithms before it was all well known. Yes, and they used to say that women who spoke truth about their bitch asses were women who were working for the intelligence and stuff. But they were working for, this gets into like what I believe spiritually more. Okay. They truly are warlocks. So they are working with the intelligence, with a darker intelligence. They understand that they all seem to understand that a woman, especially a black woman, is supposed to be beneath them in their rational minds, in their hateful minds. That's the intelligence. Their intelligence is warlock intelligence, which happens to fit into evil patriarchy. It fits into a bigger picture of men who need to control women and a whole nother level of thoughts here. But fits into this whole concept of womb envy that has been plaguing men since the beginning of time. Envious of women who have children, or just the fact that you can, whether you ever have them or not. They're just envious. They have serious womb envy. And black women need to take a look at that and say, damn, I'm steadily wanting to have these babies. They will always be envious of your ability to have the children. So you don't keep having children just to prove to them that you can, or because it makes you feel powerful, or because you feel like you need to, you're giving up on your powers and rights as a woman if you don't. It's like being wealthy and leaving all your money in front of anybody. Your enemies, bums on the street, kids on the street, anybody. Like that's what that's like to me. Like you don't do that with money. You don't flaunt your money in the face of people you know would take it from you, so you wouldn't keep having kids if you know that people hate you for your ability to have kids and they're plotting against you constantly, and that you're not creating kids who even appreciate your efforts in having them. Come on now. Shut these motherfucking wounds down. I'm about to get out of here. I hope you enjoyed the conversation today. I'm going to keep it at 1 hour. What I say is if y'all want to keep mad around, because I'm like really seriously an OG and just really, really, I'm trying to keep the messages out there a little bit more. But join the Patreon if you're still interested in seeing me come up here and out here. It always motivates me, even when I get like 2 or 3 new patrons a month. It just motivates me because at this point, the messages are out there. I'm gonna stay true to my messages. I like when YouTubers have a similar message and they're consistent with it. Because when I'm in the mood to hear it, I like when YouTubers do that. So I'm continuing to do what I like, which is have my message continue to be strong and consistent. Okay. I'm for Black women. I know, but some women they can't handle, hearing a lot of the hard things I say, but I'm for Black women who are for Black women. You get what I mean? If you're not for Black women, I'm not for your ass. Seriously, if you're for us, and I'm not for Black women just to be for Black women. I'm for Black women who are for Black women first. Seriously, like there's no need to like don't get that shit confused and twisted. Because we got a lot of Black women who are for Black women and they're for Black men. No, that's not what I'm doing. And I think you got it. So I want to thank you, all of my loyal patrons, for sticking with me, hanging in there, knowing that your girl is always making her way back to you. If you don't see my channel shut down, that means I am coming back. So that's one way to know that. Yeah, so with all that being said, I am always going to do some kind of message to encourage Black women. Patrons always come first. Just wanted to do this today. It was a message that was just like that little girl getting killed was just like, no, shut the fucking wounds down. And we just got to think of our little baby girls in a different light. Because birthing them and having these babies come out here having to deal with these demons like this, it's better to not even birth these babies in this world. Some women can't think like that, but that's thinking like a survivor. That's putting yourself and your babies first. Seriously. Anyway, I love y'all. Happy New Year. Let's get back together again soon. Keep a watch out for what I do on Patreon. I have so many topics, but I want to also encourage y'all, if you're on my Patreon, I am wanting y'all to start coming over and doing Discord talks with me. One of the reasons why I want to do Discord talks is they are a little bit quicker and faster to do, and it allows us to talk all at once. So again, y'all in the Discord, y'all let's see what we can do. Y'all watch out for when I do an announcement over there, because normally I do live streams for the patrons, but it gets sometimes a little bit complicated. So then I'm like, well, I'd rather just we all get together. So y'all start talking to me, letting me know what you need. You can post in my lives backstage part of Discord to let me know if you need anything. Send me a message directly. I will respond. All of that good stuff. So those ladies know that, and even if it's not the same day, y'all know I always respond to your messages. So with that being said, ladies, write me a comment on the video. Stay safe. Stay warm or cool, depending on what you need. And definitely, let's keep the message out there. Shut these fucking wounds down, because it's just not the kind of world that it's gonna that's not giving up either. That's not giving up. That's getting up off the damn ground. They're trying to push us down off the ground. We're getting up. Okay? Live your life and don't worry about the risk. All right, with that being said, I'm out. Black women forever, and I'm out.